Welcome back to our channel. Today, we are going to explore the remarkable and often unbelievable. We are going from radioactive energy drinks to the curious quirks of human history. But before we begin, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, so you'll know when we post a new video. Here are 20 facts that sound fake but are in fact undeniably true. Our first stop takes us on a journey millions of miles from Earth to our nearest planetary neighbor, Venus. Often referred to as Earth's sister planet, Venus is anything but hospitable, shrouded in a dense, toxic atmosphere and boasting surface temperatures hot enough to melt lead. But even in this hellish environment, we find a phenomenon that echoes a familiar sight here on Earth. Snow. Fact 1. Venus has metallic snow. But it's not snow in the way we typically think of it. Here, in the scorching lower atmosphere, metals like lead and bismuth sulfide reach their boiling points and vaporize. These metallic vapors rise through the dense atmosphere, encountering cooler temperatures as they ascend. This change in temperature causes the metallic vapors to condense, forming tiny, glittering particles. These particles then descend upon the towering mountains of Venus, blanketing the peaks in a fine layer of what can only be described as metallic snow. Now let's turn our attention from the scorching surface of Venus to a creature much closer to home. A creature that has captivated humans for millennia, the domestic cat. These enigmatic companions, with their silken fur and piercing gazes, are renowned for their independent nature. But there's a surprising truth behind one of their most characteristic behaviors, a sound so familiar that it's become synonymous with felines themselves: the meow. Fact 2. Adult cats primarily meow to communicate with humans, not with other cats. You see, kittens, those adorable bundles of fluff, do indeed meow to their mothers, using these cries to signal hunger or distress. However, as cats mature and enter adulthood, their use of meowing changes dramatically. Adult cats, in their interactions with one another, rely on a complex language of scent, posture, and facial expressions. Meowing, it seems, is a behavior reserved almost exclusively for communication with us, their human companions. The Earth, our home, a vast sphere of rock, metal, and molten material. But have you ever stopped to consider what lies beneath our feet? What would happen if one were to fall into a hypothetical tunnel straight through the Earth? Fact 3. It would take 42 minutes to fall from the North Pole to Earth's core. The natural world is littered with examples of extraordinary strength and power, from the mighty elephant to the unyielding force of a raging river. Humans, too, possess a latent power, a capacity for strength that can defy expectations. In 1990, Malaysian strongman Ramasamy Lechamana achieved the seemingly impossible, pulling a Boeing 737 with his hair. He set a new world record by pulling the aircraft 17 meters. Fact 5. Kokomo, the idyllic paradise from the Beach Boys song, is not a real place in the Florida Keys. While it evokes the feel of a perfect getaway, the name was chosen for its catchy sound and tropical vibe, not because it referred to a real destination. Interestingly, there is a Kokomo in Indiana, but it is far from a beachy tropical location. In Johannesburg, South Africa, rises the Tower of Terror, a behemoth of steel and screams pushing human endurance. As we ascend, anticipation fills the air, then the plunge. Fact 6. A drop so dramatic people experience a G-force of 6.3 for perspective, that twice the G-force of a space shuttle launch. Fact 7. Canaries were named after the Canary Islands, which were named after dogs. The Canary Islands were once home to a unique breed of wild dogs. The Romans named the islands Canariae Insulae, or Islands of the Dogs. The Canaries we know today were brought there later, prized for their songs. Fact 8. Often overlooked, Birmingham, England has more trees than Paris, and more canals by length than Venice. Beneath its unassuming exterior lies a city of hidden depths. It's estimated that Birmingham has around more than 1.1 million trees across its parks and streets, which is a significant number compared to Paris. Additionally, the city has over 100 miles of canals, while Venice has about 26 miles of canals. This extensive canal network in Birmingham was historically used for transportation and trade during the Industrial Revolution, making it one of the largest canal networks in the UK. Fact 9. Cabbage, broccoli, and kale all come from the wild mustard plant, Brassica oleracea. Through selective breeding, this plant has transformed into many forms. We now go from the garden to the bustling streets of America, a nation often associated with fast food and consumerism. Yet, beneath this surface lies a deep-seated love for knowledge and a commitment to intellectual nourishment, evident in a surprising statistic. Fact 10. The United States boasts more public libraries than McDonald's restaurants. Yes, mingled with the golden arches and drive-thrus, a quieter, more contemplative space thrives. While the aroma of French fries may tempt some, the allure of countless stories, whispered from the pages of books, proves irresistible to countless others. The aftermath of the American Civil War was turbulent, with tensions still simmering. Fact 11. After the American Civil War, Van Zandt County in Texas did declare independence on June 17, 1866, following a local dispute over land and governance. The local residents, reportedly in a celebratory mood, were said to have fought off a detachment of the U.S. cavalry. This act of defiance was short-lived. The very next day, they were too hungover from the celebrations to effectively defend themselves, leading to their defeat. Fact 12. Dentures were made out uranium. Post-World War II, dentistry took an unexpected turn, incorporating uranium. Until the late 1970s and early 1980s, some dental materials, including certain types of dentures and dental appliances, contained uranium or other radioactive materials. This was primarily due to the use of materials like uranium glass, which was used for its unique color and aesthetic qualities. By the early 1980s, this practice had ceased, ending a curious chapter in dentistry. In scientific exploration, precision is paramount. LIGO, the Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory, exemplifies human ingenuity. It detects gravitational waves with miraculous sensitivity. Imagine detecting a change in distance 1/10,000th the width of a proton. This is equivalent to measuring the distance to the nearest star, some 4.2 light-years, to an accuracy smaller than the width of a human hair. Fact 14. The guy that created Wonder Woman also invented the polygraph. William Moulton Marston, creator of Wonder Woman, was a psychologist, inventor, and writer. His invention, the polygraph, aimed to measure truthfulness through physiological responses. Wonder Woman's lasso of truth, which compels anyone bound by it to tell the truth, was inspired by his work on the polygraph. The lasso became one of Wonder Woman's most iconic tools, reflecting Marston's belief in truth and his work on the lie detection process. From our vantage point on Earth, the vastness of space can be difficult to comprehend. The celestial bodies that grace our night sky, separated by seemingly unfathomable distances, often appear as mere points of light. Consider the moon, our closest celestial neighbor, a silvery orb that dominates our night sky. Now imagine stretching out your hand and holding a small coin, representing the Earth, at arm's length. Surprisingly, the distance between the Earth and the moon would be roughly equivalent to the width of that coin. This remarkable proximity allows us to witness the moon's phases, eclipses, and its gravitational influence on our tides. Fact 15. But what's even more astonishing is that within that seemingly small space between Earth and the moon, we could comfortably fit all the other planets in our solar system. Fact 15. Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, lined up side by side, would all fit between the Earth and the moon. Airports, those bustling hubs of human activity, present unique challenges in wildlife management. Birds, particularly large flocks of geese, pose a significant threat to aircraft, potentially causing disastrous collisions. Fact 16. There is type of tall fescue, well two currently called spider and firecracker, that are used at airports to prevent geese from congregating there. These two cultivars have a symbiotic relationship with an endophytic fungus. This fungus, living harmoniously within the tissues of the grass, produces a compound that is unpalatable and even mildly toxic to geese. When geese graze on these specially cultivated grasses, they experience discomfort, deterring them from making the area their home. Airports, by embracing these fungal allies, can maintain the safety of their airspace while minimizing their impact on the environment. John Tyler, the 10th President of the United States, born in 1790, Tyler lived to witness immense change. Remarkably, his lineage extends into the 21st century. Fact 17. Unbelievably, John Tyler still has 2 living grandsons. The vast deserts of the Middle East and Africa, with their scorching sands, have long been synonymous with camels. Fact 18. Surprisingly, camels were native to North America. They later migrated to other parts of the world, including Asia and Africa. However, camels eventually became extinct in North America around 10,000 years ago during the last ice age, likely due to changing climates and human activities. The early 20th century was a time of great scientific advancement, but also naive exploration into the unknown. The discovery of radioactivity sparked both fascination and misguided enthusiasm. Fact 19, there used to be a radioactive energy drink called Radithor that was sold in the US market for a decade from 1918 to 1928. Marketed as a health tonic, it was radium in water. Extravagant claims were made about its ability to cure various ailments. Eben Byers, a wealthy industrialist, was a devoted consumer. Tragically, his faith in Radithor had devastating consequences. His bones became brittle, his teeth fell out, and holes formed in his skull. Some of the more prominent users had to be buried in lead-lined coffins. The giant squid, a creature of the deep, possesses an extraordinary adaptation for survival. Fact 20. Giant squids have a donut-shaped brain so their esophagus can run through the middle. This configuration is essential for the giant squid's feeding habits. If they try to swallow too large a bite of food, they can get brain damage. Despite its shape, the brain is efficient, processing sensory information and coordinating hunting. From the bending of light around black holes to the evolutionary journey of whales, we've explored a fascinating array of facts that seem almost too incredible to be true. But the natural world, as we've seen, is full of surprises, constantly challenging our understanding and inspiring a sense of wonder. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed these mind-blowing facts, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content. See you next time.